Next up, we're going to go into our bikini division. I think we had a very solid top 4 at this show. In first place was Sharon. Sharon, I think, brought the best package that I have seen from her since she turned pro. I've judged her many times. She's been, in that top 2, top 3, top 4 at a lot of different shows. I thought this was when she finally nailed the correct conditioning for herself. Everything was full, yet she still showed enough detail for the division. Obviously, she has a very balanced physique. Everything really about her was popping too on this day. So the main things for her physique is she still needs to add more depth to her glutes. You can see that in the back pose, but finally we saw the correct amount of tie-in in her back pose. The conditioning, what I think was 100% spot on. And you could see because she was in that correct condition, she still needs more depth, but the depth that she did display was much better than I've previously seen from her. In the front pose, she can use just slightly more natural hourglass shape. So when she's hitting that front pose, she doesn't have to, she flares her lat out just a little bit. And that's because she needs just a little bit more natural hourglass shape so she could be a little bit more relaxed in that front pose. But overall, top to bottom, conditioning, spot on, very good balance, and the presentation, everything was very, very good from her. In second place, we had Brittany. I think Brittany brought a very solid package to this show. I actually judged her in Toronto, a month ago. I think this package was actually better. Her conditioning was pretty spot on for what we want to see. Again, for Brittany, she's another one. She's just like Sharon. They kind of flare that lat. They cheat that lat out just a little bit. So that shows when you're doing that, you need just a little bit more of that natural hourglass shape so you could be just slightly more relaxed and you don't have to cheat that lat out, because that's not really what we want to see. We want to see it's just natural in that front pose. Also for Brittany, I feel like she needs to still show more balance between the legs and the glutes. You can see the glutes in this front pose especially overpower the legs. They make the legs look a little bit thin. And then in the back pose, her conditioning, like I said, was very, very good. I think it was pretty spot on, but she still could use a little bit more of that outer glute roundness in her back pose to complete that shot. Other than that, I still think she's done a good job of bringing more balance to her physique. Their shoulders used to be a little bit overpowering. I don't think they're quite as overpowering now. I think they're more balanced with the rest of her physique. And when she comes in like this in the correct conditioning, that fuller look makes her physique present much, much better. In third place, we had Anna. Anna, again, I think all these girls, they brought a very solid physique to the stage. For her, she gets a little bit too hard in her legs with the conditioning. So she needs those legs to soften up and fill up a little bit more. And then Anna, especially in the back pose, her glutes are a little bit too overpowering with the rest of her physique. I actually feel like she needs to streamline down her glutes just slightly because of the imbalance between the legs and the glutes. In her front pose as well, she's another one you can see it's a little bit more straight up and down. She could use a little bit more of that natural hourglass shape as well. And the conditioning, overall, she's slightly on the harder side compared to the girls in this lineup, but really not too hard. It's just she's just slightly on the harder side, and I feel like if she fills up her legs a little bit more with that conditioning, I think her overall body will be helped by that as well. But still, very solid physique, and she'll be fighting, for a win at her upcoming shows. In fourth, we had Ellie. I thought Ellie brought a good package for herself to the stage. In the front pose, she's actually pushing her shoulder over a little bit too far, with her back arm, sticking the elbow out a little bit too far and coming forward. She just needs to make a slight tweak there. But overall, Ellie always has a very good front pose. It's very balanced. She has a nice hourglass shape and good balance between the upper and the lower body. The conditioning from the front I thought was very good. Then we go to the back pose. I think she's bending over a little bit too far. And the one thing that Ellie's missing right now is she really needs to add depth to the glutes. You can see they're flatter even in the back pose. But then, of course, when you're doing the walk to the back and they really flatten out, that's the big, big difference between her and the 3 girls that were ahead of her at this show. I thought her conditioning, though, overall was definitely good. She's always been a person that, it's trouble nailing that exact condition, but I thought the conditioning here was good. It was nice and full. We still saw the detail that we needed to see. It's just she needs to add that depth to the back and then make that slight front pose tweak.